All right. I know you guys have been wanting to see a job GP report for a while. So I put something together that I think is pretty awesome. You'll see here in the columns, you've got job number, job name, customer, date started, date, majority completion, close, coordinator, foreman, total estimate, work order, invoice collected, division, job status, office, total job costs, and then these are total hours in from T-sheets. I found a way to get those buggers in here. And then you've got GP dollars and then GP percentage. And I've gone through and given this some conditional formatting. So everything that's red should be looked at, and everything that's yellow is approaching a threshold that you probably want to dig into it and ask the question. So what I would encourage you to do is I'm going to look at this and say, well, how should I look at this if I'm Alexander Stewart, right? So if I'm AJ, I obviously am going to filter this down to just Maui. So I'm going to check Maui, and then I'm going to filter this down to just the divisions that I oversee. So I don't oversee abatement, don't oversee reconstruction, and everything else I oversee. So I'm going to say okay. So now I've got a list of all my jobs that are currently either in production, which means date started is inputted, or they're recently completed. So anything that had a date of majority completion that was within the previous 2 weeks. I just left it on the report because I think it's good to look back on that kind of stuff. And then I would probably sort by gross profit percentage, just so then that way I can see where I'm winning and where I'm losing. So here at the top, I can see I've got 2 jobs that I'm not currently making any money. I'm not currently hitting my gross profit target. One of these is I have a $2,000 estimate. I've got $1,500 in job costs. I'll bet that estimate value just needs to go up. The other one I'm making 52% on, so I'm just below my 65% that I want to make. But look at this, I can see that it's Wavecrest and Molokai. Maybe our gross profit expectations shouldn't be as much. The yellow ones are ones that are above gross profit target of 65%, but are pretty close. So anything that was between 65 and 70, I highlighted. I can see that all of these are in accounts receivable or invoice pending. So we can safely assume that we're not going to incur any additional expense, and those jobs are likely fine. I do have a collection of them down here that do not have any estimates. And a majority of those are work in process. There's a chunk of them that are completed without paperwork. I would just scan down through these if you're a mitigation guy and see if you've got a ton of dollars attributed to any of these jobs. Like these ones right here, you've got $2,100 and $2,200 in costs. Those should be pretty big jobs if we're incurring that much cost and labor. Then you can also see the total number of hours you have put into any given job. I know this was a request. I think it was mostly the Oahu guys. Like, hey, where do I have all my time at? You can see like there's 230 hours on this job right here. Since the hours come straight out of T-sheets, it's not going to line up so much with the costing. So I would assume that this job that has 230 hours in T-sheets, we have not recognized all of the labor expense on the actual cost right here. So that's a sneak preview of the job GP report. Take a look at it. Let me know if you guys need any help with it. As the weeks roll out, we'll start to increase a little bit of accountability. One of the things I can imagine is I might ask you to show up with an explanation why your reds are red. And, if you have any yellows that aren't done, what's going on with those. Feel free to hit me up if you guys have any questions. Thanks.